You wouldn't dare attack a queen!
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 most brutal over-the-top deaths in kids shows.
You got your machine set for X to die?
Yeah.
For this list, we'll be looking at the wildest, most violent and unexpected deaths to come from programs aimed primarily at children. Since kids shows don't often kill off characters, especially permanently, we're also counting cases where the deaths in question end up being temporary or reverse in canon. We will be delving into spoilers, however, so consider this your warning. Is there a death so shocking it made you wonder how it got past the censors? Let us know in the comments down below.
Hey Mojoholics! For a chance to win cash prizes, play our live daily trivia challenges every day at 3 p.m. and 8 p.m. Eastern only at WatchMojo.com/play.
Number 10. Roku's Fiery Demise, Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Let's go!
Former Avatar Roku went out in a blaze. A nasty volcanic eruption put the entire island he lived on in peril. He used the powers of both earth and airbending, which he had mastered to try and hold the volcano's lava back. But it just wasn't enough. He came into contact with toxic gas from the volcano, which badly wounded him.
Battling the elements was hard enough. I had to do it while I could barely breathe. The poisonous volcanic gases were overwhelming.
To make matters worse, the Fire Lord Sozin, who had been helping him, eventually betrayed him and fled. That's not cool, Sozin.
Please.
Without you, all my plans are suddenly possible. I have a vision for the future, Roku.
Ultimately, Roku was left to die, engulfed within the full force of the volcano. The graphic nature of his death hammered home to fans that this was not your average kids show. Number 9. Rift Tamsin Explodes, Star Wars: The Clone Wars.
Do not worry, Jedi. There's plenty of suffering to go around.
Another kids show that pushed the envelope was Star Wars: The Clone Wars. It focused primarily on the events of the Clone Wars and hardly shied away from killing characters. Rift Tamsin was no exception.
I'm beginning to believe you're both telling the truth and know nothing about the prince's whereabouts.
The Kakardam warlord, who looks like a freaking shark, killed Yos Kalina, the king of the Mon Calamari. Things culminated in a battle between him and Lee Char, the king's son. The latter threw a knife into Rift's shoulder. But if you thought this was how he went out, just wait, there's more. The knife, which actually belonged to Rift, was also an explosive.
I killed your father without pity or mercy.
Then I'll return the favor.
So when Lee shot straight at it, it went off and blew Tamsin to smithereens. Ouch. Number 8. Rex is sent through a turbojet, victorious. Even inanimate objects aren't safe. We know Rex wasn't technically alive, but Robbie believed he lived and died, so we're counting it. Tori accidentally killed Rex when playing with a turbojet that ended up pulling him in.
Rex! Rex, can you hear me? Oh. Is that you, Rob? Robbie's here. It's me. It's okay.
After seeing his puppet badly mangled, Robbie was shaken up. The gang went to the hospital, and in an effort to try and get Robbie to move on, they convinced the doctor to make it look like Rex flatlined.
Yours and now you are mine forever, baby.
But after a change of heart, Tori miraculously brought him back to life. We hope you can detect our sarcasm. Jokes aside, Rex's death via turbojet was gruesome, even though it ended up being a temporary demise. That's a terrifying situation to be in, puppet or not.
Speak to me, buddy! Meant for me and I'm meant for you. Rex! Rex! Forever, baby.
Number 7. Stevie Shatters into Pieces, Wizards of Waverly Place. Alex's wizard friend Stevie broke the mold when she organized a revolt against the traditional wizard competition.
The hour of victory is near, my followers. Very soon we'll have enough wizards signed up to start the revolution!
Her motives was understandable, as she didn't want wizards to be forced to give up their powers simply for losing. But the length she was willing to go, like infiltrating Wizard City Hall and taking over the power distributor to enact her plans, made her a threat.
We are going to get away with this. You can't stand up against 5,000 wizards who want to be wizards forever.
Luckily, Alex had a plan of her own and duped Stevie before turning her to stone. She then unceremoniously shattered into pieces after Max poked her. Whoops.
She's so cold.
The show's creator eventually stated that Stevie was repaired and rehabilitated. Cool, but she still went splat. There's only murders going on in this building. Wait, sorry, wrong TV show starring Selena Gomez. Number 6, Aku is stabbed, Samurai Jack. Aku basically spent most of his time tormenting the titular Samurai Jack. So when he was finally defeated, it was a spectacle. He had time to displace Jack, but after 50 long years, the hero was finally able to get back and kill the villain once and for all.
You might have beaten me now, but I will destroy you in the future.
There is no future for you, Aku.
This death absolutely delivered in terms of brutality. Samurai Jack relentlessly sliced Aku with a ferocity we had never quite seen from him before. He didn't just slice and dice him up though. When the demon tried to run, Jack leapt into the air and brought the katana blade through his foe's head. And it gets even more hardcore. Aku's soul, or whatever was left, then became trapped within the katana before his castle exploded. Number 5, Aunt Dahlia is melted by prune juice, goosebump. When siblings Tom and John were visited by their Aunt Dahlia, things got really weird.
Get them while they're hot. No, sorry, I didn't mean to scare you, but these are fresh out of the oven.
The evil witch, yes, you heard that right, fed them prune-based treats. Eating anything with prunes would be horrifying enough for many kids. But the real kicker was that the food was aging the brothers into senior citizens.
Somebody cast a spell on us. Not someone. Our own aunt. We have to call Mom and Dad.
The pair eventually regained their youth and ended things when Tom threw prune juice onto Dahlia, aging her way past her expiration date. Aunt Dahlia's disintegration was especially drawn out.
Oh, the baby food!
And while it had its fair share of corniness, we're willing to bet that her shrill scream gave a lot of children nightmares. Number 4, Simon withers to dust, Infinity Train.
You're an infection! A rot! A poison! I won't let you take what's ours!
In Infinity Train, the chaotic locomotive stood as the only obstacle between its passengers and their freedom. It seemed they could only get back home by discovering inner peace and completing challenges while on the endless train. But Simon Laurent was among those who had a different theory.
Look who came crawling back. The void that betrayed us all.
Believing that staying on the train as long as possible would be beneficial, he did all sorts of criminal acts to remain on board. But when he was attacked by a creature called a goom, his soul was taken and his body withered into dust in seconds. Simon screamed, cried, and flailed for his life, but it was ultimately useless. That's one brutal way to exit a ride. Number 3, Toffee is reduced to goop, Star versus the forces of evil. Don't let the name fool you. Toffee was not sweet like candy.
Hello, princess.
He was an outright cruel villain that Star faced throughout the series. She thought she had destroyed him once before, but he ended up just coming back. That was kind of a recurring thing with Toffee. He just didn't quit.
Where's my daughter?
Where's Star?
She's gone.
It'd be pretty admirable if he wasn't just such a menace. But he finally died. And we mean it this time when Star directed a lethal beam his way. The blast was so powerful, it nearly turned him into a puddle of goop and melted flesh. A giant pillar did the rest of the work, ending him in a definite manner. Number 2, Bubble Buddy lets Scooter drown. SpongeBob SquarePants.
I've got it. Bubble Buddy.
Bubble Buddy might very well be one of the wildest characters of all of SpongeBob SquarePants. Maybe we're exaggerating a little, but this act was cold-blooded. When he was unable to hang out with his friends, SpongeBob created Bubble Buddy, who was actually alive. But this new pal quickly became a terror for residents of Bikini Bottom, especially Scooter. SpongeBob and Bubble Buddy buried Scooter in the sand as part of their fun and games. But after our favorite fry cook left, the high tide came in, and Scooter asked to be freed.
Don't just stand there, dude! The tide's coming in! Oh!
Yet, Bubble Buddy did nothing but presumably watch as he drowned. Like we said, Bubble Buddy is sentient. He really just chose to do nothing. Poor Scooter.
Dudes, he made me experience high tide! Oh!
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1, the Earth Queen Suffocates, The Legend of Korra.
First, there are some people here who captured 2 of the Avatar's friends. They would like to present them to you personally.
You know I don't meet with bounty hunters.
As a whole, The Legend of Korra really had no problem showing its audience some incredibly gruesome things. And the Earth Queen's death was arguably one of the most disturbing. After the Earth Queen got an unwelcome guest in the form of Zahir, it became crystal clear that we were on the verge of witnessing a huge power struggle.
Maybe I forgot to mention something to you. I don't believe in queens.
When Zahir entered the throne room, he took the Earth Queen's breath away. No, literally. He put his airbending skills to use, ripping the oxygen from her lungs and thus ultimately ending her life. Sure, she might not have been a saint, but this was next level brutal.
There is no life. There is only darkness.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.